Can you defend yourself? And when should you defend yourself? Ivan Ries shows us some intensive self-defense techniques for your average person. In terms of situations where you would need to defend yourself, the first option and the first prize is to be able to get away, to de-escalate, and to not have to use your skills. That's always first prize. So there is no place for ego in this. If you're in a road rage situation, for example, try and calm the person down, never argue with them, try and get away without having to use your skills. The best situation is you don't harm anyone and the other person does not harm you. However, if you're in a situation where you know that your life is being threatened, and I'm not talking about your possessions here, possessions can be replaced. If you feel that your life is being threatened, then obviously you need to defend with everything that you have. No matter how highly trained you might be, never ever underestimate your attacker. Fights are unpredictable. On the street, they are messy, and you cannot dictate the gender of your attacker or the weight of the attacker. Also, there's another factor. Your attacker might be on drugs, and when they're on drugs, they don't feel pain. So your normal responses that would affect a normal human being who is not under the influence of drugs is not going to work in that scenario.
Well, being a CPO, I mean, you're a lot more comfortable with carrying a knife or anything like that. I mean, if someone does walk up to you with a knife, with a gun, you know how to disarm them, things like that. So to have this form of training has helped a lot in the sense of, like I said, if you get caught off guard with a knife or a gun to your back or anything like that, then you can react accordingly. And obviously with training every single day and the same things over and over, it will become just a response. It won't even be a thought anymore.
At Storm Combat, I've put together a system that is the only one of its kind in South Africa and, to my knowledge, at this point, worldwide. It is a combination of military close quarter combat, which teaches you to defend when you're standing on your feet. And I teach Krav Maga. If that fight goes to the ground, and many fights do, the responses are minimal in Krav Maga. The Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu I teach is a street version. No rules, anything goes kind of version of Jiu-Jitsu. The next thing I teach is weapons handling. And the weapons handling that I teach Filipino martial arts, which hails from the Philippines, and it is widely accepted as being the top bladed weapons fighting system on the planet, taught to special forces around the world. And it teaches you what to do if you happen to strip a knife from an assailant. It teaches you what to do once the knife is in your hand. It also teaches you to fight with a knife on you, and having a weapon is a great force leveler. So I encourage people to have a weapon of sorts. If you're being attacked by multiple attackers, it is probably your only chance. If you're in a situation where you know you are being attacked and you need to fight back, my advice is this: go for vulnerable points. A person cannot go to gym and do bicep curls for their eyes. And their throat is also a vulnerable target, the same thing with the groin if it is a man attacking you. So your ideal scenario is to attack the eyes, the throat, and the groin, not necessarily in that order. If you are being attacked by someone significantly taller than you, you might not be able to reach the eyes or the throat, in which case you will go for the groin first. That will have the result or the impact of causing them to double over, which will then bring the eyes and the throat within range of striking distance. The first thing you cannot do in an attack situation is give up. And this is one of the factors, and you'll see it in our training. We do mindset training that teaches you to persevere even if you're hurt. You cannot give up. So that is the very first thing, mindset that says, I will fight until I have absolutely no breath left in my body. I will continue to fight.